Welcome, all you marketers who do sales magic on a daily basis. Coming up, deja vu for the upteenth time. Brands are rethinking their use of the X social media platform. IRL experiential marketing is back. And AI's efficiency is killing its content distinction. If you work in marketing, advertising, or publicity, this is where our industry is headed. Let's get it. Welcome to Don Draper's favorite YouTube show about marketing. I'm Matthew Newell.
And I'm Chris Stone, and this is where we distill marketing into something anyone from Sterling Cooper could pitch in an elevator, minus the 3 martini hangover. Whether you're placing your first ad or your 1,000th, we've got what you need to win the account. Matthew, are you ready to knock this out?
I am. I do miss my three martini hangovers. Here's what you need to know from the industry where almost everyone is award-winning. Today's lead headline: brands are still wary of brand safety and adjacency on X, with unpredictable content still making it harder to justify compared to Meta, Google, TikTok. This time, it was all of the AI imagery putting inappropriate imagery on underage people. Ad dollars aren't vanishing, but they've thinned and fragmented, shifting towards experiential short-term buys. This isn't new. Brands have been reevaluating X spend nearly since the beginning of the platform, from the very early days of Twitter. I don't know how this is a business model. I'm old enough to remember when X/Twitter was a core channel, not optional media, and now it's only used for tactical moments, PR amplification, and cultural listening, rather than continual scaled paid reach.
Yeah, it might have something to do with who runs it. But, so, it's like X went from must buy to maybe buy to let's test it with the intern's budget and see what happens. Crazy.
Next in our marketing news queue, experiential marketing is back because digital is saturated, not because physical is becoming trendy. CPMs climb on Meta and TikTok. Brands like Nike and Adidas are investing in owned spaces like their House of Innovation, flagship experience where attention isn't rented by the impression. The bar has moved from activation to immersion. This isn't a folding table and a logo wall. Think Spotify wrapped pop-ups, Lego brand playgrounds, or Netflix installations that drop fans inside the IP itself. Measurement has mattered just enough to justify real spend, giving experiential or in real life marketing something that has lacked for years, a defensible line in the media plan.
Yeah, it turns out the best way to beat the algorithm is not needing one. Brands are finally realizing you can't swipe past a 3-story sneaker installation.
It's exactly right. Sometimes the solution is to go through the problem. Our final headline: AI is collapsing the cost of content creation and flooding the market. Brands from fast direct-to-consumer players, DTC players, to Fortune 500s are using the same tools: ChatGPT, Midjourney, and Runway, producing oceans of competent interchangeable ads that all start to feel familiar. When everyone can scale stops being a moat. Performance teams at Casper, Allbirds, and Warby Parker have learned, this has been published, that more variants don't automatically mean better results if the underlying idea isn't distinctive. The sameness is already visible in feeds. All of us on TikTok and Instagram have seen it. Identical hooks, identical UGC scripts, identical pacing. Doesn't matter if it's skincare, supplements, fintech, or insurance. The quiet countertrend: brands are paying more for fewer, sharper ideas. Apple, Patagonia, luxury fashion houses are using AI for efficiency behind the scenes, while doubling down on human taste, restraint, and point of view up front. It's that mullet model again.
Yeah. I love that. It's like, let's not just do more for the sake of because we can do more. Let's do less better. It's not about democratizing mediocrity at scale. And it just turns out that every brand has access to infinite content, but what cuts through really is having something worth saying in the first place. All right, Matthew, it's time for my favorite part of the program, which is real, recognize real. And speaking of the AI slop nonsense, here's one that the AI bros aren't gonna like. Almond just dropped a campaign with the Jonas Brothers. It's basically a 90-second roast of every lazy AI slop ad clogging your feed right now. The setup's perfect. There's these two super overzealous agents, and they're pitching Jonas Brothers on a bunch of AI generated nonsense. The brothers are floating around through space, drinking almond milk, walking around shirtless like it's a cologne ad. And at some point they're like riding this huge giant almond like a horse. It's the kind of fever dream garbage that happens when someone types "make it viral" into ChatGPT and then calls it strategy. The brothers politely shut it all down and suggest something absolutely radical. Just saying almond breeze. It's really good. Novel concept, right? Actual product, actual endorsement, no six-fingered astronauts or nightmare fuel nonsense. What makes this work isn't just the joke, it's the timing. I mean, Matthew, you mentioned it earlier. We're drowning in AI content that all looks the same, sounds the same, and dies the same boring death in the algorithm. Almond Breeze saw the moment, leaned into it, and let the Jonas Brothers stay in the creative, kept it human, kept it funny, and made the tech itself the punchline. Bonus points, the whole thing's designed to live on social, which means the ad-mocking low-effort content becomes high-performing content. And Matthew, that is called playing chess while everyone else is playing Candy Crush. Real recognizes real, and apparently real also recognizes garbage AI when it sees it.
That is fantastic. And can we also give a shout out to the Jonas Brothers? They were low on the list for who's going to have career longevity. And here we are in 2026. They're still legit. Actually, they may be more legit than when they started.
And they look great with their shirts off.
You can say that again.
They look great with their shirts off.
One more time.
They look great with their shirts off.
Chris, for my real, recognize real, all shirts are staying on. We are going to talk about Progresso Soup. But before we get to the punchline, when a lot of people in marketing, especially if you're in the food industry or direct to consumer, when you walk into a grocery store, you see a multi-billion-dollar fight happening. What is happening in the bread aisle could make or break billions of dollars versus in produce versus in the freezer section. So when I'm in the soup section and I see Progresso Soup, I think this is a delicious soup. And here are all of the competitors. But then when I go over to the pharmaceutical area and I see Progresso Soup Drops to be used like cold drops, like lozenges, that is a marketer's dream. You do not know how much money it takes to get into another part of that grocery store to remind people when you're sick, the go-to is not Progresso Soup. It's soup in general, but it's not Progresso Soup. If you're sick and you see those pills and you're reminded that Progresso, it's in 3 different flavors and one of them is chicken noodle, you are going to be sent over to the soup aisle. This is brilliant. This is real. And I don't know if this idea came from the marketing department or their product department, but this is genius marketing. I tried to find Progresso Soup Drops for this show. I haven't found them yet. If you, the listener, the viewer, find them, we got to find them, or Progresso for that matter. Send me some. I just love it. And I can't imagine what chicken noodle soup cough drops taste like.
I'm going to opt for clam chowder drops. I mean, you don't need a whole bowl. Every once in a while, you just need a lozenge that tastes like clam chowder. I mean, what's wrong with that?
That's exactly right. Sometimes you're just feeling a little clammy. Chris, let's play the marketing over or under game. I put out a marketing scenario. Chris will provide the over under, and we all try to figure out what the right number is this week. This is a good one. How many public reversals have there been for X's brand safety? So set aside Twitter. I'm not counting that. But public brand reversals for brand safety since it was rebranded as X.
See, Disney, and okay. I'm gonna say, well, X has been around. How long has X been around? So you're just counting X.
Just counting X.
I'm putting out a number. Over under 13. Unlucky number 13. Over or under. Put your answer in the comment section, in the space, we're on all the tubes, wherever you can put in your guess. We're going to put it and start putting it in the shows as well, so you'll be able to see whether or not you were right or wrong. And if you didn't have the guts to comment, you can at least say, I knew it. And that is this week's Marketing Machines and Mischief. Hit the subscribe button, the likes, the bells, or whatever else the YouTube's put in front of you to click for us, because it kind of helps us get seen and have a little more fun and do this a little bit more.
Chris, this is not fun for either of us.
Yeah.
And now we say goodbye with a little lesson learned. Marketers, go hug your finance team. They're forever unloved. See you next week.
Bye.